Whether it's about caring for and preserving our natural heritage, or about a tree's roots turning a parking lot into a massive speed bumps, or learning about alternatives to felling a tree. Baumdienst Siebengebirge is the professional service when it comes to trees. With their rigorous education and years of training, Baumdienst Siebengebirge tree surgeon teams are ready and able to tackle any job. All equipment needed, from the wheelbarrow to the chainsaws, are ready within minutes for any situation. The specialists of Baumdienst Siebengebirge employ the English double rope technique as their only climbing method. This means there's no need for cranes and platforms. This technique helps to protect the environment and saves time and money. In less than half an hour, this tree has been taken down, cut up, and shredded. Now the team will grind the stump and remove some of the roots. This used to be time-intensive and strenuous work. Now, with the right tools, the work is done quickly and effectively. No one will ever again stumble over these once uneven stones. When the job is done, everything is cleaned up and the team leaves the area in ship-shape condition. Gary Blackburn is the founder-in-chief of Baumdienst Siebengebirge. Even after more than 2 decades in the Rhineland, he still enjoys the view from the Drachenfels. From here he can see the island of Grafenwert, one of the many places where his company has done extensive work, and he can look across to Bonn, taking in the entire Rhine panorama. In England, where Gary Blackburn originally comes from, years of study are required to become a qualified tree surgeon. His education and training in woodlands like the famous Sherwood Forest, along with his more than 25 years of experience, are behind the motto of Baumdienst Siebengebirge, the caring hand for the safe and secure life of trees. Through his experience, Gary can diagnose symptoms early in the disease process, before a tree is irreparably damaged.
The minerals are missing, that's why you've got all the yellow pieces in the leaf, and you can see the veins so much. With the fertiliser, that will eventually go away and it'll become the same dark colour as in the elm tree or the ash tree. The problem was with this tree, it was about 14 years ago. It lost all its leaves in around about June time. They went completely yellow and then dropped completely off. And there was the problem that because of all the ground and all the tourists, that it was verdichted, it was really hard and there was no water getting through or minerals like before. So what we did was we drilled all holes all around the crown of the tree and put fertiliser in. And then also drilled more holes and put steripore in so that the water could get through and the minerals. Then a year later the tree was perfectly normal, and as you can see it's 14 years later and the leaves are still very green through 14 years ago.
Some trees are indispensable, for instance to prevent a house from sliding down a slope. Factors such as street or canalization work, soil composition, and climate have a vital influence on a tree's ability to absorb adequate nutrients from the ground. Holes are drilled into the ground close to the tree's trunk. A fertilizer specially formulated for the target soil is put into holes, and for months the fertilizer provides the tree with the minerals it has lacked. By correcting the deficit, even a very sick tree can be stabilized. Finally, the bark is treated with an environmentally friendly yet powerful solution. For many years to come, this tree will continue to protect the house. Even if it's no longer possible to cure a sick tree, there are alternatives to complete removal. This still standing oak trunk makes a decidedly less than spectacular impression during winter. But from spring on, it's a real biotope for birds, plants, and insects. The challenge here: to avoid harming a valuable pavilion that lies directly under the dead branches of a very rare 30-meter sugar maple. The branches need to be removed, and the tree needs to be cut back. Other companies rejected the job, claiming it would be too risky. But for the experts of Baumdienst Siebengebirge, this job is merely part of their normal day. These men are used to working in the most precarious situations. Secured by ropes, one branch after another is brought safely and gently to the ground. Here at the ruins of the monastery, Heistebacherot, there was no danger of damaging a pavilion or, for that matter, a building. Here it was all about saving this yew tree, which seemed beyond repair. And this is a very special tree indeed. Centuries ago, the tree was endowed with religious significance, and it's been venerated since for generations. Gary made the correct diagnosis, and he prescribed the right treatment. The answer here: to loosen the soil and treat the bark. To stay one step ahead in a competitive field, further professional training is necessary. The instructor demonstrates how to climb a tree with the English double rope technology. When done correctly, there's less strain on the muscles and less energy exerted. These participants are quick learners, and they picked up the method easily. Baumdienst Siebengebirge's courses and professional training have an international reputation for quality. The courses are open to employees and for all other tree specialists wishing to further their training.
Oh, he's the champion!
After several days, the successful completion of the course, the presentation of the diplomas. Continual on-the-job training in the most advanced treatments and techniques is necessary to remain at the top. Today, the pros cure a tree far more gently.
And tighten the bolts up to strengthen the tree so it couldn't break apart. But we don't do that sort of thing anymore. It's the old principle. Because we used to have to cut away the good wood to be able to do jobs like that, to clean out all the dead inside, like this. But now what we do is we just leave the callus to close itself, and that actually will help the tree heal quicker.
Instead of applying rigid bracing, these days tree experts choose flexible belts. The belts secure branches that might otherwise break in severe weather. The belts don't cut into the wood, so the tree isn't injured in any way. Baumdienst Siebengebirge tree surgeon's most important instrument, the climbing rope. With this simple piece of equipment, experts can work in even the smallest places like courtyards and patios. From the ground to the treetop, a surgeon can move around without being hindered by ladders, platforms, or scaffolds. Experience and foresight are all important. The tree surgeon has to consider in advance into what shape the tree will grow over the next months and years. Therefore, the tree surgeon is constantly evaluating his work to determine the next step and the next cut. Baumdienst Siebengebirge prides itself in taking on this serious responsibility, and they've earned the people's trust. Public authorities in Westerwald, in the Bergische Kreis, and the Eifel have chosen Gary Blackburn's teams to care for their natural treasures. The issue of responsibility and safety also comes into play if a tree is to be cut above a road or other public way. With its considerable reputation and from time to time spectacular trees, the media often cover Baumdienst Siebengebirge's work. For Gary Blackburn, it's not the size of the contract that matters. What does matter is to live up to the motto, the caring hand for the safe and secure life of trees.
Having recently completed their 3-year training program as tree surgeons, tree inspectors, and European tree workers, Gary Blackburn's sons, Alexander and Kevin, are now part of the family business's management team as junior partners. On Baumdienst Siebengebirge's website, you can find in-depth information about the challenging training of becoming a professional tree expert.
In all 4 seasons, Baumdienst Siebengebirge is always there, ready to help.